Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2023, the album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy AF. I wanna dance with somebody, Whitney. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Boost! How are you guys doing today? Okay, so I have some things to say, all right? I want to talk about today what has happened since Colleen Ballinger posted her apology video a couple days ago, which I don't even really know why we're calling it an apology video. There was literally no apology made whatsoever. In fact, she said, I know you guys want me to come out and say that I'm in the wrong, but I'm not going to do that. She referenced taking accountability, but took really no accountability whatsoever in the video. I mean, kind of, but then kind of backtracked, and so I don't know. I'm assuming the only reason that she used the word accountability in the video is because it rhymed with something else, and it was a singing ukulele routine is what I'm calling it. It was, I don't know, like I'm just still sitting here to this day, like I am just completely just mesmerized and befuddled as to what she was attempting to do with this video, okay? Except for that I do believe that it was deflection. So I want to talk about what has happened since Colleen came out with this video and the reception, all right? And I have some thoughts about that. And I also want to talk about people saying that everybody's attempting to cancel Colleen Ballinger and that their goal is to, you know, really ruin the career of Colleen Ballinger and cancel her. And what will be enough, okay? What will be enough for you people out there, okay? You people, is what people keep on saying. I see a lot of that. And then the third thing I want to talk about is several of Colleen Ballinger's acquaintances. I won't call them friends since they don't want to call her a friend. You know, it's convenient to call Colleen Ballinger, Daniel Prada, this is to you. It's convenient to call Colleen Ballinger your best friend when you're riding her coattails, which is what you've basically done your entire career on YouTube, is ride other people's coattails to get where you're at. And but Daniel Prada doesn't care about anything except for money, and I'm going to prove that to you at the end of this video when we talk about this. But I want to talk about how Daniel Prada and Manny and Youre chose to respond at the very same time that Colleen Ballinger posted her video, okay? Don't tell me they didn't know that she was getting ready to post this video. But apparently they're not that close to her, I don't know. Or they just had the video waiting and the podcast was ready to go and all this kind of stuff. I don't know, but like it just seems very coincidental to me. But I want to talk about how they chose to respond to this in just a second, okay? And where I stand with this, because I've had to make some decisions. So anyway, but before I get into that, I want to say a very special thank you to all of you guys out there. No, this video is not sponsored. I want to say, you guys sponsored this video. No, I want to say thank you to all of you for making my birthday yesterday so special. I felt so loved by all of you. I posted a video on here yesterday about turning 51 and why it was such an important year to me. My mom got sober when she was 51. Other than giving me life, it was the greatest gift she ever gave me. And, you know, her getting sober at 51 so late in life has really inspired me to live the best life possible. And so I talked about that on my video yesterday, and the comments that I got, and the DMs on Instagram and on Twitter, and the emails I received. You guys, you were so kind and so loving, and it made me feel so good on my birthday, and I just want to say thank you. And I had such a wonderful birthday. I'm not somebody that loves, you know, big parades and fanfare on my birthday. My husband loves all that, but I don't love all that. I love just to have like a very serene and peaceful day, and I got that yesterday. We went to the beach, and I listened to my cozy mystery on the beach, and we got in and out of the ocean, and drank my Diet Pepsi while I was listening to my cozy mystery, and then we went and got in the pool for a little bit, and then we had late lunch, and then I took a long nap, and then we went to dinner last night, and I got a little tiramisu that said happy birthday on it, which was very cool. And then we came back to the room, and my husband surprised me. My husband surprised me with all these balloons in our bed, and then also this piñata, this avocado piñata that was filled with candy. I was so excited. And then we watched a movie, and it was just such a relaxing day. And today is my mother-in-law's birthday, so we just got off the phone from FaceTiming her and wishing her a happy birthday. She's got a day full of events, so I'm very excited for her. And I love sharing a birthday back-to-back with my mother-in-law, and she's amazing. I always say I have the best mother-in-law in the entire world. So anyway, happy birthday to my mother-in-law. All right, let's get into this video. So as of about an hour and a half ago, hold on a second, let me pull up my receipts. Whitney. Up until about an hour and a half ago, Adam McIntyre posted this on his Twitter, and it is the statistics of Colleen Ballinger's video as of an hour and a half ago, okay? Now, for those of you out there that are saying, oh, that's not true, and everybody's standing by Colleen Ballinger, and blah, 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 whatever. Okay, these are algorithmic statistics from YouTube. You can't make that up, okay? Like, you can't lie about that. These are from YouTube, okay? These are from her YouTube video. So this is not, as Colleen would like to refer to, lies, manipulation, gossip, and rumors, okay? This is fact. This is factual evidence that Adam McIntyre has on his Twitter. Here, you can see right here. You guys can go check it out. And the video at that time was currently sitting at 4.5 million views. It had 63,470 likes, and it had 562,374 dislikes, okay? Which, it has in parentheses, is 90% of viewership, all right? Or 90% of the likes to dislike ratio. And then it has 15,166 comments. Now, I want to make a comment about the comments. When I did my video 2 days ago, responding to Colleen Ballinger's video, I made a comment in there about how it was obvious that they were deleting a lot of comments, okay? And I got a lot of comments from people saying, they're not deleting comments. There's a lot of negative comments on there. There's hardly any positive comments on her video whatsoever. I don't know where you're seeing that they're deleting comments and whatever, okay? I watched the video within the first 15 minutes that it was posted. I literally watched it on the beach. I was sent the video by several different people. I watched it on the beach, and then I came back to the room and I filmed my video, probably within the first 30 to 45 minutes of it being posted. At the time that I watched the video, I was reading comments right after that, and like top comments, okay, that had like literally thousands of likes on it and replies and everything that were not good, okay? They were highly critical, but not nasty. I mean, they were saying things like, I mean, you know, this is the epitome of gaslighting, and, you know, like saying things like, Colleen, you really missed the mark with this. Why can't you just come out and apologize? Why can't you just, like, you say you're taking accountability. Why can't you just take accountability? Yada, yada, yada. I mean, they were not super, super harsh, but literally as I was refreshing them, they were being deleted. Like, they no longer existed, okay? I was also being sent screen recordings by people where they were listing comments, and their comments were being deleted, like, as soon as they were posting it. Then I started getting a lot of comments from people that were saying, or I was getting a lot of messages from people that were saying, I'm trying to respond to comments on the video, but it's not allowing me to respond to any comments, and it's not allowing me to leave a comment. Every time I go to respond or go to leave a comment, an error message comes up, okay? And people were like, I don't understand what's going on. What's going on is that she didn't just delete your comment, she blocked you from her channel, okay? Either Colleen or her team blocked you from their channel. So she's not just deleting comments, she's blocking people from further commenting on any of her videos in the future. That's what that error message means, okay? When you go to her video today, now, this is 2 days after, there are a few negative comments, but they're very light is what they are, okay? Kind of like the number one top comment is like, is 2023 even real, or something like that? And it has something like 130,000 likes on it. Not one response, not one reply on it. In fact, her top 10 or 15 comments don't have any replies to them whatsoever. And the newest comment on her video is from 12 hours ago. So you're telling me that not one person left a comment in the last 12 hours on this video? No, I'm not buying it, okay? I'm not buying it whatsoever. Because it's obvious that she and her team are deleting comments left and right. So apparently, Colleen Ballinger, who chose to come out and do this sing-songy deal routine, okay, she can't handle the truth of how, I don't know what she thought the response was going to be. I don't know if she, like, got off that video and she thought, girl, I did something with that video. Girl, I'll tell you what you did with that video, okay? And I think this was the point, was you got that song stuck in my damn head, okay? I've got that song stuck in my head to the point where I cannot get it out of my head, okay? And I really think that that was the point of the video. I really think the point in the video was a deflection tactic, because I'm gonna make the most ridiculous video in the entire world responding to these allegations, okay? I'm gonna call them lies, manipulation, gossip, and rumor, so that the people that are just like undying fans of mine that will stand by me at any expense will just go, yes, Colleen, yes, Colleen, yes, Colleen. I mean, you want to talk about cult mentality, okay? She talks about mob mentality. Let's talk about cult mentality, okay? Where anything you say, people believe. But you don't give any factual evidence in the video whatsoever. You call it lies, manipulation, gossip, and rumors, but yet you don't come out with any proof to the contrary whatsoever. You just sing a song where you actually say that you did do some of these things, but then you talk about the gossip train, okay? Girl, make it make sense. I am so confused. I am like literally so confused. And the only thing I can think of is that these allegations continue to come out, okay? And there's all these articles that are being written, and she was like, what do I do to stop this? Well, I'm going to come out with the most ridiculous response video in the entire world, and then everybody will talk about this response video. They won't talk about all the allegations anymore, okay? Except it's backfiring on her because now major news sources, I mean, like every news source in the world is picking this up and talking about it, okay? And with that, they have to explain all the allegations that are going into this, right? So no, it's picking up speed and more and more and more. Which, this is the part where I want to talk about the cancel culture and people saying things like, oh, you're trying to cancel her. No apology that she would come out and make was ever good enough, okay? I'm not asking for Colleen Ballinger's apology, okay? I'm not the one to accept that apology. Adam McIntyre got on Twitter and he said weeks ago, and he actually said this in his video that he did yesterday, and I just want to make a statement, first of all. Adam McIntyre did a video response to her where he's playing the ukulele, and I know that the video to some degree was supposed to be kind of funny. Maybe, I don't know. I've seen a lot of video responses to Colleen Ballinger where they play a ukulele or they play a guitar and it's supposed to be kind of funny and whatever. And a lot of people have said to me, and hey, I don't pass judgment. I've watched some of the videos. I've laughed. You know, some of them are kind of funny and whatnot. But people have asked me, they're like, Peter, like somebody tweeted me and said, I'll pay you $100 if you do a video response to Colleen Ballinger with a ukulele. I'm not. This is too serious for me, okay? This is too serious for me. And if anybody's going to do it, it was Adam's place to do it, all right? So Adam does this response to Colleen Ballinger where he's playing a ukulele and he literally stops the video and responds to almost everything that she says. It's really kind of like a hard video to watch. It's a sad video to watch because what you realize is as he counters her on everything that she says, all of her lyrics, okay, which by the way, okay, as a changed person that she proclaims to be, as a human being, as a compassionate, empathetic, sympathetic human being that she proclaims to be, she spent days writing the song, putting lyrics to the song, and memorizing this song, but she didn't have the ability to actually for 1 second take a look at how she affected the people in her life that she was talking to inappropriately, other than to just say, I made a mistake, okay? No, girl, that's not good enough, right? Okay, so Adam does this video, which even at one point in her video, she says something about a fart joke, referring to this person, Becky, that was pulled on stage and has gotten a lot of backlash for this, right? People are saying, well, you chose to go on stage and she was a teenager, you guys. Like, seriously? This was her idol and she was a teenager. Like, let's just put this in perspective, okay? Like, let's just say, I mean, right now, like, I have so many friends of mine who their middle-aged school kids are, like, dying to go see Taylor Swift. I see people constantly posting, adults, okay, posting like they would do anything to go to Taylor Swift's concert, all right? Now, you get pulled up on stage by Taylor Swift, all right? Are you telling me that you're sitting there in the audience and Taylor Swift is like, who wants to come up on stage, and you're not going to raise your hand? Let's put this in perspective. These people were huge Miranda Sings fans at the point. They were huge Colleen Ballinger fans, okay? They were supporting her in everything that they did. Many of them are putting out evidence, like taking pictures of all the stuff that they have and say how embarrassed they are about it now, right? Okay, so you're at a concert and you get pulled up on stage and you think this is your moment, right? That this person that you idolize, that you look up to, right, has pulled you up on stage. You're not going to say no. And then Taylor Swift spreads your legs and makes you feel uncomfortable in that situation. And then you have grown adult men following you to your car afterwards outside the venue. And people think that that's okay. And Colleen Ballinger wants to get in a video. And this woman has had traumatic experiences as a result of it for years later. And then Colleen Ballinger wants to get in a video and call it a fart joke, okay? And minimize it to that. No, that's where you've proven that you're not a changed person, Colleen, okay? Because even a changed person could say, it obviously wasn't just a joke, and I didn't realize that at the time. It obviously caused somebody true traumatic experience in their life, and I need to own that, okay? And I didn't realize that at the time, okay? I didn't realize that. And for all of you out there that are saying that she can't come out and say that because yada, 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 and she's going to get lawsuits, Colleen Ballinger saying sorry to somebody that she pulled up on stage at a show that she did what she calls a fart joke on, okay, and then made feel uncomfortable, there's no lawsuit that she's going to get charged with for that, right? So that is Colleen Ballinger choosing to not address the truth, okay? In fact, a lot of these things, I don't know. I have talked to several attorneys in the last couple of days, entertainment attorneys that I'm friends with, and a lot of them are like, well, it's kind of like a really like fine line. You know, you don't really know. Like, yes, there are some things that could happen, and no, there are some things that could happen. It really kind of depends, right? But in talking to a lot of them, there are a lot of things that Colleen Ballinger could come out and take accountability for that she would have no legal recourse for whatsoever. And she has a team of attorneys that she's working with. And those team of attorneys know those things that she can come out and she can say, trust, she did it in her video. She said she was having inappropriate conversations in group chats, okay? She came out and said that. Her attorneys obviously allowed her to say that, or they never would have allowed that video to go live, okay? So when people want to come out and they want to say, oh, this is what I was going to say about Adam's video. Please, first of all, go give it a watch. But Adam took a moment to pause. He goes, I'm not even going to sing this part because she made such a joke about Becky in it. I'm not going to do that to her because this is too serious. When I watched Adam's video, it made me really sad. It made me really realize, like, what all of these kids had lived through for years and years and years, you know? Thank God they're finally getting some validation. Thank God that the victims are finally being heard, you know? And I'm so tired of people saying things like, well, they're just doing this for clout and Adam's doing this for clout. Adam came out and said on Twitter, he said, people are asking me why I'm talking about this now. He's like, somebody else brought this up, Cody. I responded to it. I would never have responded to it had she not brought it up. And he's like, and I did bring it up 3 years ago, which, by the way, I want to correct myself. In several videos, I've said this was 4 years ago, and people have let me know it was not 4 years ago, it was 3 years ago. Sorry, I want to correct myself. I apologize for my mistake. But he said, I came out 3 years ago, and I spoke about this, and nobody wanted to listen. And why? Because Colleen Ballinger was behind the scenes manipulating her audience and her fans to go after Adam and say there was no truth into what he was saying, right? Adam didn't have a voice. I don't know if you all have ever been in a relationship before where you don't feel like you have a voice, where you don't feel like anything that you say, whether it's a work relationship, a friend relationship, a family relationship, a romantic relationship, where you don't feel like anything that you say is being heard, okay, or that anybody's taking you seriously, but it's very demeaning and powerless feeling. I've been in that situation before, okay, where you feel like it doesn't really matter what I say, nobody's going to listen to me, and anything that I do is going to be wrong, all right? Which, now let's talk about Colleen Ballinger, because a lot of people are saying that's her stance. There's nothing that I could say, okay? Adam McIntyre literally came out about 2.5 weeks ago and said, if you publicly and privately apologize to myself and to my parents, I will stop talking about this, okay? Literally, all Colleen Ballinger had to do, okay, was put in a video, an Instagram story, or on Twitter. I publicly apologize to Adam McIntyre and to his parents. She didn't have to say what for. She didn't have to put the details for it or anything, okay? That's all she had to do. And then message him privately, all right? No legal recourse for that whatsoever. That's all she had to do. And Adam would have shut up and stopped talking about this, okay? Colleen Ballinger did this to herself. One of the things that really pisses me off a lot, as being somebody that talks a lot about like internet commentary, internet drama and things like that, which I don't even consider this drama, it's too serious. But one of the things that really pisses me off is how much we get accused of canceling these people, okay? Now, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't make those videos that Shane Dawson made in his past, okay? I didn't wear that canceled dress that Jaclyn Hill wore to her Halloween party, okay? So I didn't do all this stuff that Colleen Ballinger did with her fans. You know, I didn't do all that kind of stuff. You guys want to talk about how we are the ones that are canceling these people? You need to aim that mirror back at them and let them take some responsibility. A person cannot grow until they, A, have awareness, and second of all, take accountability, and third, put some action to their accountability, okay? You guys that are fans of Colleen Ballinger, if you really want her to be a better person, you are not allowing her to grow. Okay? I do not have any desire to cancel Colleen Ballinger. Period. End of story. In all truth and honesty, I have not that deep of an emotional attachment to Colleen Ballinger. Okay? Do I think that Colleen Ballinger needs to take some serious time away from the internet? Absolutely. Do I think she needs to take time off from touring? Absolutely. I don't think she has any business being around kids right now, okay? I don't think she's sitting in her live shows turning this into a joke, turning this into a skit, right? So no, I don't think she has any awareness as to what, she can't even get the awareness of the situation. So I think she needs to take some time off the internet. I think she needs to take some time off touring. I think she needs to get herself in with a good therapist and say, I really need to work on myself, okay? Obviously, what I think is reality, at 90% of the like to dislike ratio, what I put out there, they don't like, okay? So something about how I am viewing all of this is skewed, you know? And I said in my last video, I am all for people taking accountability. I am all for people growing and whatever, okay? But this is not just a mistake. This is not just a human mistake, all right? Like, let's just be for real, okay? You know, I mean, you want to talk about mistakes that people make in the world and things like that? You know, like, I put a plastic container on my stove when it was still hot and it melted it to my burner. That's a mistake, okay? What she did was thought out, calculated, and contrived. It was not a mistake. And this video is thought out, calculated, and contrived, okay? It's not a mistake. And for those people that are buying into that and saying that it's a mistake and I'll stand beside you no matter what, Colleen, I'll still love you, I've loved you for 50, how can you do that? Like, I don't understand. I mean, stand by her, but then don't you also want her to change as a person? And how can you look at this evidence that you've seen? I mean, just take a look at 2 to 3 of the group chat screenshots. Just take a look at those and see the conversations she's had with these people. How you can look at that and not say, okay, I still love her, but I want her to grow as a person. Like, I don't understand that. And I can't condone this behavior. Like, how is it you can stand by and you can watch how she did this to all these people? How she thought that what she was saying was okay. You know, like, if she were doing that to your kids or to your nieces and nephews, to your neighbors, you would be okay with that? You would? Or would you be standing on the street with your neighbors talking about how inappropriate that was and you didn't want that person to be living on your street anymore? You know, but yet you can post an anonymous comment and say, I'll stand behind you no matter what because I know the real Colleen. No, you don't. And actually, the real Colleen just stood up and showed herself in that video. And she's a nasty human being is what she showed. That cannot take responsibility for her actions and has absolutely no awareness whatsoever of reality. Period. End of story. You know? And people ask me, do you think that Colleen Ballinger's career is over? And then people want to say, well, Jeffree Star's career is not over, James Charles' career is not over. No, their careers are not over, you know? But do I think that their careers have been greatly affected by their things? Yes. And let me just tell you something, and I've made this very, very clear in my videos. The reason that I do not believe that Jeffree Star's career is over, and the reason that I do not believe James Charles' career is over, which I actually think James Charles' career is a little bit more appropriate to talk about in relation to Colleen Ballinger, is because of the people that they had around them that were enabling them at the time. Don't forget, when James Charles went through what he went through, he had Colleen Ballinger enabling him. When Colleen Ballinger went through what she went through 3 years ago, she had James Charles enabling him. Predators enabling predators, okay? They have multiple friends, Daniel, Trisha, you know, Joey Graceffa, Manny and Youre, all these people around them that are like, who, what, like, I don't know, blah, 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 until it starts affecting their almighty dollar and trust, then they'll come out and say something, you know? But no, and this is why they aren't greatly affected by it, because no, people let them get away with it, right? And this is why I do think it's important to continue to talk about. It's important to keep the story alive and allow these victims to come out and continue to tell their stories, or if not, what will happen is that people will forget that this has happened, and exactly what Colleen wants is that 3 to 4 weeks down the road, people will stop talking about it. She won't post a video for 6 months, and then she'll come back with some stupid little video, right? And everybody will be like, oh, Colleen, I'm so glad, and blah, 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 blah. And there'll be some new big drama. You know, Michaela Noguera will have done some new Lashgate or something like that. Everybody will be talking about that. And everybody will have forgotten about Colleen Ballinger, except for the subscribers that she's lost. And yes, she will continue to have a thriving career down the road, all right? And this is how they get away with it. This is how they get away with it. And you know, I had a lot of people when I was talking about celebrities in Hollywood that get away with this. Are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me when people want to say, this doesn't affect celebrities in Hollywood? Do you guys not watch the news? Kevin Spacey has not done a movie in years, you guys. I mean, let's just call it for what it is, okay? People are literally, they are blacklisted, period, end of story, when these accusations come out in Hollywood, okay? But Colleen Ballinger wants to get in a song and play the ukulele like it's a joke, okay? And people are sitting there saying, there's nothing wrong with what she did. I mean, it completely just baffles my mind, right? Okay, so now let's talk about the support that Colleen Ballinger has around her, which, by the way, I just want to tell you, I got on here and I searched Colleen Ballinger on the Google, and here it is, E-Online. YouTuber Colleen Ballinger's ex-husband speaks out after she denies grooming claims. The Independent, I mean, these are the different articles. NME, BBC, the BBC, Colleen Ballinger, YouTube star, writes song to respond to accusing fans. Hello Magazine, the AV Club, Rolling Stone, Billboard Magazine. Colleen Ballinger defends herself against child grooming accusations with a ukulele song. Colleen Ballinger, Variety Magazine. Colleen Ballinger, creator of YouTube's Miranda Sings, denies grooming allegations in musical, whatever, and BuzzFeed, and on and on and on. I mean, every magazine is picking this up. People want to ask me why I think that her career is over. Her career is built, okay, on Miranda Sings. Right? You got to remember that. When you go to her channels, because I just went and looked at her channels. When you go to her channels and you look, okay, Colleen Ballinger channel has 8.57 million subscribers. Miranda Sings has 10.7 million subscribers. And Colleen Vlogs, which is quickly losing subscribers, is sitting at 3.35 million subscribers. So why do you think she put this on her Colleen Vlogs channel, like she did her other video addressing the Adam McIntyre situation? Because it's her channel with the least subscribers. And so she knew it was where she was going to get scrutinized the least, okay? And if she lost subscribers over there, she didn't care. Miranda Sings is where her money is, okay? But she has the audacity to get in this video and say that it's not her job to know the age group of the people that are watching her videos, which in many videos people have proven now that Netflix has it listed as a kids thing and all this kind of stuff. But I want to bring to your attention a video that Colleen did, hold on a second, several years ago, and the video is called Miranda Reacts to Kids Reacting to Miranda Sings. This is from 8 years ago, okay? So 8 years ago, at the height of all of this going on, Miranda does a video of another video where kids react to Miranda Sings, okay? The average age of the kid in this video, I watched the whole video, the average age, where she makes inappropriate jokes as well, okay? The average age of the video, the kid in the video, is probably 7 to 9 years old, okay? She said her videos are for 13 years old. So that would tell you she's monetizing the fact that she knows her audience is much younger than 13 years old, when she herself in a Miranda Sings video is doing a reaction to 7 to 9 year olds. There are some that are older, maybe 11, 12, but most of them are 7 to 9 years old, if not younger, 5 to 7. She does a video monetizing the fact that her audience is much younger, okay? So she knows the age of her audience. Let's not act like she doesn't. And it's interesting because when you look at the comments on this video, just from the last couple days, 3 hours ago, this video aged like milk. 1 day ago, so this didn't age well. And it goes on and on and on, but they're deleting comments over there. They're deleting comments off of all of her videos, okay? So she can't handle the truth. Colleen Ballinger can't handle the truth. Her whole entire career is built around Miranda Sings. If she can no longer tour, and she can no longer tell her inappropriate jokes, which is literally the epitome of who Miranda Sings is, okay? And she has to come out and say, this is an adult character, when a lot of people are like, I didn't think that Miranda Sings was that funny anyway, and she definitely isn't for adults. Then she's really can't bankroll off of Miranda Sings anymore, which is literally the bread and butter of what she does. I mean, her show is not built around Colleen Ballinger mostly. It's mostly built around Miranda Sings, and most of her videos are from Miranda Sings. And so if Miranda Sings is gone, which Adam McIntyre said he thought it was interesting she didn't come out and say she was going to retire the character. I think she should. I think she should retire the character. But, you know, she's even come out and said that Miranda says a lot of the things that she's thinking, but she can't say. Girl, that's some stuff I don't even want to touch that you need to have with a therapist, okay? You need to have that conversation with a therapist. But if Miranda Sings is over, okay, then yes, the career of Colleen Ballinger is going to be over eventually anyway. And she's going to be so scrutinized for this because she's not coming out and, I mean, what's she supposed to do now? Come out in a video and be like, I'm really sorry I sang with the ukulele, it was inappropriate? She can't do that. This was her one and done, and she done screwed the pitch, period, in the story. Now I want to talk about, my battery's about to die, so hold on a second. Okay, now I want to talk about the friends of hers, okay? First of all, within the first hour of this video being up, Manny and Laura thought it was smart, on the heels of them addressing Colleen Ballinger, putting her name first in their last podcast, okay, where they completely missed the mark and did not do their research, which I think is bullshit. I think, excuse me, but they're 25 cents for the cuss jar. I think they exactly know what's going on when that very night that they took down their podcast, they were out with Daniel Paytas, self-proclaimed best friend of Colleen Ballinger, that he just came out 6 months ago and said that she was still one of his best friends, even though he just came out and said, girly girl, I haven't talked to her in 3 years, in a comment on one of his videos. Girly girl, you just came out 6 months ago and said she was still one of your best friends, girly girl. So what is it, girly girl? Oh, but wait, you don't do anything unless it's for money. So I guess you're not getting paid to say you're Colleen Ballinger's friend anymore. So if you're not getting paid to say you're Colleen Ballinger's friend, then there's no reason to say you're her friend, right, Daniel? Isn't that it? I think Daniel Paytas is literally... Don't even get me started. I have no respect for that person whatsoever, okay? None whatsoever. Especially after watching this crap video that he put out about why he took down his Twitter. So, Manny and Laura put out this podcast, okay? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I am like on walking such a fine line. I cannot support these two anymore. And I have to tell you, I had really felt that they had come out and they had really made some profound changes in the last couple years. And you know, listen, I know a lot of people are like, well, why should they come out and why should they talk about this and blah, 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 blah. Listen, we're past that point now, okay? They decided to get into podcasts. They decided to talk about it. They decided to not do their research, and they decided to have an opinion about it. They put themselves in the hot seat. So don't come to me and say, it's not Manny and Laura's position to talk about it. They put themselves in the hot seat, okay? Period. End of story. They entered the room. They're part of the escape room now, okay? With James Charles. So, you know, that's their business. They did this to themselves. You know, if they never had talked about it, then people could still use the excuse, it's not Manny and Laura's place to talk about it. But they chose to. They chose to come out and talk about it, and now they've inserted themselves in the middle of all of this, okay? So they take their podcast down. It's now a week later. They have not addressed why they took this podcast down. They haven't said anything about it. But yet they get in this podcast, the hour that Colleen Ballinger posts her video, okay, playing the ukulele, they do a live podcast, Get Ready With Me. And every time they're asked a question about Colleen Ballinger or the said podcast, they delete the comment. What, girl? Seriously? And you all want to post a bunch of Instagram stories on the night that you take down the podcast where you're out partying with Daniel Paytas, self-proclaimed best friend of Colleen Ballinger, and act like you don't know what's going on, okay? This would have been a time in the live stream to at least come out and say, y'all, we really missed the mark in our last podcast. We apologize. We took the podcast down because it was in bad taste. We needed to do our research and we didn't. So we want to take responsibility for that. That's why we took the podcast down. It's not a lot deeper than that. Yes, Manny could say, I have done collaborations with her in the past. I've been friendly with her in the past. I made inappropriate jokes with her in her videos. I shouldn't have. In retrospect, it's in bad taste, but I did. I haven't spoken to her in years, and I really don't think I'm the one to speak on this, okay? The thing is, the whole situation is very problematic and very worrisome, okay? That's all they had to say. But no, they just run and hide. Why? Because they don't want it to affect their almighty dollar. And this is so sick to me that none of these people can come out and do the right thing because it affects their almighty dollar, you know? It's like people wanting to say all this stuff about Trisha Paytas and Trisha Paytas chose to be in a podcast with Colleen Ballinger. Okay, are you telling me tomorrow if a television show was on TV, like The Conners, okay, with Roseanne Barr, when Roseanne came out and was extremely problematic, like she's been lately, I loved Roseanne back in the day, okay? She was, I mean, that was my show that I grew up on. That show made me feel like home. I can no longer stand by that woman and the idiotic things that she says, okay? Nothing that comes out of that woman's mouth is correct. You know, she just recently came out and said a bunch of things that were seriously so inappropriate, and I just, like, it baffles my mind, okay? And I was a fan of hers, okay? And I don't have no parasocial relationship with Roseanne that I gotta take her side and stand behind her like I'm gonna take a bullet for the woman. I'm not taking no bullet for somebody that comes out and does things that are wrong and problematic, period, end of story, okay? But when the Conners show, the reboot was canceled because of Roseanne and her problematic ass behavior, yes, they came out and spoke about it. Many people came out and spoke about it. John Goodman came out and spoke about it. So you guys want to sit there and act like these people that surround themselves and made money off of Miranda Sings and Colleen Ballinger shouldn't come out and talk about it? At least say why you're not talking about it. At least say I'm too close to the story so I don't want to talk about it. But to not say anything at all when you were just in a video 6 months ago talking about how you're best friends with Colleen Ballinger, but now you don't want to say anything at all. Oh, girly girl, I haven't talked to her in 3 years. Don't be girly girl in your fans anyway, okay? Acting like Daniel Paytas' attitude. Oh, girly girl, I got plants to plant and homes to redecorate. Well, girl, then go do it on your non-disclosed sponsorships, which, by the way, Daniel, the FTC just changed their guidelines, so you might want to start disclosing, because I've been watching you very, very closely, okay? And I have screenshot a lot of stuff where you haven't disclosed for years your brand partnerships and your sponsorships. And also your good Judy at Laura Lee, she don't disclose either, affiliate links and on and on and on. Neither does Jaclyn Hill, and that's my video that will be coming up here in a few days. And trust, I got screenshots to prove it. And the FTC has just revamped their rules, okay? And they are coming out right now against TikTokers, and their next one's Instagrammers. And Daniel Paytas wants to talk about, he gets in this video, okay? So Daniel Paytas, he posts a video, literally the hour that Colleen Ballinger posts her video. Daniel Paytas comes out with a video called Why I Deleted My Twitter. Girly girl, we already know why you deleted your Twitter, okay? Because literally underneath every one of your tweets about your dogs and home renovations, people were asking you why you weren't responding to your best Judy Colleen Ballinger, okay? We already know. But no, he wants to get in a video and he wants to say that Twitter is too toxic. Girl, Twitter's been toxic for 10 years. We've known that, okay? We've all contributed to it. We've all contributed to the toxicity of Twitter. And he says something to that effect in there. But then he goes in this whole thing and he talks about how he used to work for E! And he did fashion commentary and he loves to get shady and do Met Gala commentary, and he came out and he defended Kim Kardashian for wearing Marilyn Monroe's at this point, I'm like, girl, now I know why I don't watch your videos, because you're so boring, girl. You got the personality of a snake. My God, you're so boring. He's going on and on about this Kim Kardashian dress, wearing the Marilyn Monroe dress. I'm like, girl, who'd care, okay? He's always wanting to school people. He's like on Twitter, you obviously don't know about the Titanic. You obviously don't know about Marilyn Monroe. He's like, Daniel Paytas is the person that when you get at a party, he's like the smartest person in the room and you can't tell him otherwise. So you don't sit next to him because he's the most boring ass person in the entire room. And he's always wanting to prove you wrong on something when you say something. Like, you share a story and he's like, well, actually, that's not true. And you're like, girl, shut up, okay? Nobody cares about you. And nobody would even know who you were if it weren't for your ex-boyfriend. So let's just call it for what it is, right? So anyway, I'm watching this video where he's talking about deleting his Twitter. And I'm like, let's see if he even has the ability to come out and say, I deleted my Twitter because people were coming for me for Colleen Ballinger, and I'm not going to address her because she's one of my closest friends. Why is the truth so hard? Didn't you say in a video, Daniel? Daniel came out in a video and he said he's driving in a car and he goes, I don't understand why people can't just come out and address the truth. They can't just come out and say what's going on and keep it moving. Why can't you do that, Daniel? That was your advice, right? That you came out and you said, just address the truth and keep it moving. Why couldn't you just address the truth? You took your Twitter down because you were getting bombarded with comments about Colleen Ballinger. It didn't have anything to do with this Kim Kardashian dress that you said got 1 million engagement on it. Girl, who cares? Nobody cares about that. He talks about how he turned off his notifications and he doesn't engage with anybody that he doesn't follow and all this kind of stuff. And he just made a decision one day that he was just going to delete his Twitter after he had had it since he was in high school. Oh, really, girl? Just one day out of the blue, you decided to delete your Twitter. He said, oh, he also said he didn't have to talk about his influencer friends if he doesn't want to. Okay, girl. But you didn't have a problem talking about them when they were your best Judies, did you? But you just decided to delete your Twitter all of a sudden one day out of the blue, okay? No, girl, let's just call it for what it is. You are getting bombarded left and right, and I know because I was looking every day, and yes, I do have the screenshots for it to prove. You are getting bombarded left and right every single day, okay? About why you weren't coming out and talking about Colleen Ballinger. And yet again, people want to say, well, why should Daniel Paytas come out and talk about Colleen Ballinger? Why should he do that? Because Daniel Paytas has been quite shady, okay, in his past. And Daniel Paytas has had no problem coming out and talking about other people. For example, and I'm not saying that his comments weren't in the wrong, okay? For example, in February 14th of 2023, Daniel Paytas came out when Jeffree Star was talking about the non-binary issues, and he said Jeffree Star is a sad, empty little shell of a human who is desperate for an additional 5 minutes of fame. The game is over. That was Daniel's comment on that, okay? And then he also said about Shane Dawson, as if this is news. He always spoke about everyone behind their backs, including many of the kindest fellow top creators, probably Colleen Ballinger, he outwardly supported. It's what insecure people do best. He has no genuine friends who are in the spotlight. None of those kind of people do as they see everyone as competition or are intimidated, threatened by their success. Sad. That's what he had to say about Shane Dawson. Daniel Paytas in talking about Jeffree Star, had also says, unpopular opinion, your YouTube fave is actually a wolf in sheep's clothing, and you'll probably never realize you're supporting a true monster, okay? So, Daniel, I'm confused. You had no problem coming out and talking about Gabby Hanna. You had no problem coming out and talking about Shane Dawson, who you had at your Christmas party. You had no problem coming out and talking about Jeffree Star. You had no problem coming out and talking about many other people, but you can't come out and talk about Colleen Ballinger. But girly girl, she's not your best friend and you haven't talked to her in over 3 years. Yeah, pull this leg and it plays Jingle Bells. I ain't buying it. And this is why these people need to come out and talk about it. So for everybody out there that wants to say, well, it's not their business and they don't have to talk about it. No, they don't have to talk about it. You're absolutely 100% right. But they have no problem talking about a million other people. They have no problem coming out and talking about it when it serves their purpose of talking about Jeffree Star and putting him down. Has no problem talking about Shane Dawson, putting him down, or Gabby Hanna when it serves their purpose, right? And like I said, I am not saying that I support Shane Dawson, because y'all know I don't, or Jeffree Star, or Gabby Hanna, or all them fools, okay? Because they're all problematic as well. But then this is the moral superiority that I'm talking about. So you don't have any problem hanging out and going to parties with James Charles and going out to dinner and supporting James Charles' problematic ass? Or Colleen Ballinger and all the accusations she's got? Which, let's just be for real, okay? The problematic behaviors of Colleen Ballinger that we have come out just in the last month, I mean, like, on a level that we have never seen before. But you're able to come out and speak about these things over here, okay? And talk about wolves in sheep's clothing and things like that. Oh, by the way, one of the reasons why Daniel Paytas decided to delete his Twitter is because you don't make any money on Twitter. And he's not somebody that lives on Twitter 24 hours a day. And so he thought to himself, there's no reason to do anything. This is quoted in his video. You guys can go watch his video called Why I Deleted My Twitter. He says in there, and he actually puts this part at about the 2/3 mark, so you have to watch 2/3 of the stupid-ass video before you even get to why he deleted his video. He says in there that he doesn't do anything unless there's something to gain from it, and then he goes into talk about monetarily, right? So he's not going to, and he doesn't understand why anybody else would either, so there's no reason for him to be on Twitter because he's not making any money on Twitter. Which is why he stays on Instagram, right? And why he makes YouTube videos, because he makes money. Which in that moment tells you, he says in there, okay, there's no reason to do something unless there's a gain to it, like really monetarily. He says that, okay? So what that tells you is Daniel Paytas doesn't do anything unless it's all about the money. So Daniel Paytas' bottom line is money, end of story, period. He says that in the video, okay? So don't be pulling for me this good guy act. He posts videos when he knows that they're going to get the most traction, which is when Colleen Ballinger comes out with her video. That same hour he posts on there, I deleted my Twitter, because he knows it's going to get a lot of traction, and he's deleting comments too. This is his 3rd video in a row that he has done where he has used a clickbait title off of what Colleen Ballinger did. But he wants to say, oh, girly girl, I haven't talked to her for 3 years. Well, girly girl, you sure do riding her coattails to make some money. But that's really what it's all about, right? And that's what it's really about for all these people, okay, is to protect their almighty dollar, because that's all they really care about. And it's just sad and sick to me, you know? And to quote one of my favorite movies, okay, is if you've ever seen the movie Fargo, at the end of it, you know, I love that movie so much. And when she's sitting in the car and she says, you know, all of this is just for money, so sad. That's exactly right, you know. You guys have literally sold out your morals and your integrity for money. Period, end of story. And I have said this so many times in my videos, and I am not sure why this is so missed on so many people. You want to talk about why should they come out? You want to talk about why should they say something? You want to talk about why Colleen Ballinger should take accountability? Why Colleen Ballinger this? What has happened in our world to doing the right thing? And the saddest part about that to me is the amount of people that say something to the contrary in my comments. That say, well, why should they do the right thing? Makes me sad. And then we wonder why this is the world that we live in, you know? That's exactly why we live in this world that we live in. Because people will not do the right thing. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.